And we're off and we're live. Let's roll that intro. Get him in here, man. Get him in here. But clear some stuff up, man. Get him in here. Roll that intro.
L on the beat.
Hey, peace. We checked out the went checked out the tape that they sent us from the Black Magic channel on the Orion group. Shout out Black Magic and the brother we just heard, the brother Q. We know that information that he's spitting. The brother did a pretty good job. I watched the whole tape. The brother did a pretty good job. We got the Mason jar, Big Mama's jar. I don't know if you can see the Native American on there and say Mason sipping that H2O. Ramon's lemonade. Hey, check this out. So we got to finish breaking down the Orion information. We know, hey, well, we put it together, man. It came to me now. Black is Ninurtu. That might go over your head. He Ninurtu, man. I'm telling you. It's all like I seen it. It just flashed in my head. And then from that part, y'all can put it all together. I'm telling you, man. Yeah, but now let's get on to the business, man, because we hear people talking. Yeah, so the Anunnakis, people, they're right when they say the Anunnakis in the Orion group is different. But the Anunnakis in the Orion group are the same as well, because the Orion group are the children of the Anunnakis. Now, as you was on yesterday, we explained to you that Orion is the capital of this galaxy, with Sirius being the main capital, and then Orion is like an intake system where all of these different beings come to meet up. Now, like I said, where we left off yesterday, and hey, YouTube, we gotta keep it clean, man. I don't know what y'all, they didn't like that. All the Mayans and the Twa people, the same people. They didn't like that tape. and that they flagged it and said I used profound language. Yeah, it was profound. All right. And when I start talking about the Grand Canyon, they just cut my line. So yeah, man, we gonna like we gonna we see y'all don't like that type of information. YouTube, not you guys that's watching. Yeah, well, you guys, some of you guys might be watching. You know what I'm saying? These guys. So we see it. Y'all didn't like the twy to the minds the same people tape. They didn't like that tape, and so they probably ain't gonna get that many plays. Yeah, so we're gonna stick to the Galactica stuff for a while since they like that tape, since they flagged it. And, I mean, I wasn't even talking hard. Yeah, but we'll keep on going. We're gonna get back on, like I said, the Orion group thing. That's what we're talking about. The galaxy is on Orion's belt. And keep in mind, we put a book out called the Orion Group, maybe about 4 years ago, 3, 4 years ago. And that's information is old information to us, but now, because we told y'all we were 3 or 4 years ahead, the students of Malachi are 3 or 4 years ahead of the game, man. So the information that you're starting to hear now about Orion Group, we put that out a while back. And we now we're hearing this information on major platforms. And we commend these brothers to keep going, drop spit more shit, because I like how the brothers add their own spin to what they talking about. But we know one thing: before young Elder said it, nobody else was talking about it. They were saying it was a movie, and they even made fun of me. These guys, when I put the shit out, niggas made fun of me and said that I got it from a movie. Hakeem, you got to go back in there with that. Yeah, so they even made fun of me when I put this information out. Because how I come up with the information. Okay, so one day I was in the bathroom, and then I was like, man, I needed you. I need you to send me a new level of information. And so he told me look down, and I looked down in my bed. It's like a floor mat that I had in my bathroom at the time, and it had stargates on it. And he said that that's the information about they put out about the Stargate. All that is based on true information. And so we started studying that information. And then being that a student of the master teacher, Dr. Malachi Z. York, we wanted to tie it in to what we didn't want to go against nothing what Baba said. So we had to find everything that Baba had connected with that information and tie it all in together. That's what Tahuti taught us how to do, tie all the information in together. So we took the information that they were put in the movie, because they keep in mind these movies, they get that shit from real shit. Like people who control Hollywood, you got to keep in mind the people that control Hollywood is in-lives people, and they put in the real based on true stories in all these movies, even the ones they label them as science fiction. So we put a book together breaking down the Orion Group, and what this was is the next level of extraterrestrial influence that came during the recent period. Because before that, the Anunnakis came, right? And the guy said, "I'm not an expert on Anunnakis." Everything he was saying, you could tell he's a student of the young elder and I'm a student of Dr. York. So hey, I'm telling you, man, you listen to these guys. Go check that tape out on Black Magic. Listen to him. For all y'all that have been following me, and you tell yourself, where did this dude come up with this from? If John Gilder then said, if that dude tell the truth, I bet you he know where he got it from. If he tell the truth, yeah. So, but let me give you the real on that shit, because guys be spitting shit that they hear me say, and they do a little bit of research and they change certain words around and make themselves sound tough and hot. and that's cool because you know that shit is hot. That shit like how you do it. You know, no sweat. We ain't attacking nobody. Keep in mind, brothers, we ain't attacking nobody, and we commend these brothers to keep going, get better, get harder, go stronger with it, go out, take off with it, run with it. Because the information, like I say, I gathered it from a whole bunch of sources. So they like I'm the saying I'm the man putting up, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying the way they doing it, you could tell that I'm the influence on it. And we ain't out to take over the government, none of that. We ain't out to cause no problems. This is just high level information that may just be over a lot of people's head. Uh, yeah, it's high level shit, man. So now, so like I say, the Orion group is the beings who come on the last spin. We're dealing with ancient Kemet. We're dealing with the 46 dynasties. We're dealing with the pre-dynastic periods when you talk about the Orion group. Now, a certain group of these beings became ascended beings. That's what they mean when they say the council of nine. But the children of these beings come down from the bloodline of Ptah, who is really Inky. All right, so we're gonna break that down too. We're talking about the council of nine. Ma'at, like he was talking about the name that they use in the movie, but that person, another name for that person is in ancient Kemet is Ma'at, to give him more for the connections on it. Because if you use that name, I'm gonna tell you how this shit worked. And Baba pointed it out when he put out a tape called "We Got the Tape Out." It's called "What About All Those Pictures Real?" And I'm gonna tell you when you use that certain names that they gave us, you get an image with that name. When you watch the movie, you get a white girl, and they show you this. And that girl, they left when the government. I gotta say, well, I can't say the government. I gotta say when these black space programs went down to Antarctica and found the pyramids in the city down there, right, and reactivated that city, right. They found certain things like hologramic technology and everything. That's how they get all this technology now. You notice, like in a certain year, they started coming out with all the hologramic technology. Well, they found that technology down in Antarctica from one of the old Anunnaki cities, and they show you this in the Stargate movie on Stargate Atlantis. Right, this Stargate Atlantis actually was built. I can't really say they were Anunnakis at that time because this is a whole, you're talking about thousands, if not millions of years down the line, maybe billions. Well, these beings came back and began setting up. The Orion group came and started setting up. One of the names is the Atlanteans, and they got that name from another planet that they came from. That's in this Orion star group, in the Orion's belt. Right, so they activated this city, and when they activated this city, these ancients, or these um, Orion people, recorded videos in hologramic technology because they are thousands. They cut me. Can y'all hear me out there clear? So these beings are hundreds of thousands of years ahead in technology. See, people were talking about, when people talk about certain things, I say, oh yeah, this brother, he sharp, but he got to get his most stuff that he missing it's about the technology. Now he talked a little bit on it, went into PCs and things and computers. I don't know if you know about the supercomputer in the center of the earth that the Knuckles built when they got here. But we don't want to get they part of we're gonna get into them too, right? But they part of the old clan when the Anunnakis were coming, right? After the crash. Okay. So because you gotta have all the pieces to tell the story. You can't just tell one part. You can tell one part and then we could take that one part and put it to this part, to like everybody else part, but You got to have a 720 on this shit. So you got to be an expert in anarchies when you're talking about the Natharus or when you're talking about the Orion group, because the Orion group is the Anunnaki uh, clan. It's one part of the 19 families. So the 19 families go back to when we was in Ilium and what they call in Lyra, right? And the reptilians attacked our planet. They attacked a lot of people planet. They attacked the feline people planet, who joined on with us to fight. Who joined? See, when they say Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his angels, it was more like on Michael's side, it was different species because it was 2/3 of the heavens joined on with Michael, and 1/3 joined on with Tanush, the Dragon reptilian humanoid beings, and their people. So it's different looking creatures on both sides of the field. Most of the ugly guys joined on the ugly guy side, and that's Tanush side, and then the other guys, the pretty boys. Now, they try to say that Hayla is a pretty boy, but Hayla is a mix. He come later. He mixed with Anarchy, right? Hayla, who y'all calling Lucifer, right? And then you got Satan. That's a different being. Satan is Baal. Satan is the goat, right? Menez, Baal, Adad, Enlil's son, right? Who Enlil punished to cover his own ass. Right? I'm telling you, man. So look, all right. So we're going back to how the Orion group got set up because, like I told you, Orion is a new star system. It's not old. Your sun here is older than Orion stars because Orion stars are blue stars. Blue stars are baby stars, new stars, and then as they begin to cool off in age, they turn red. They turn orange, then red. They start out at blue, cool off, turn orange like yours in the second phase. Third phase is really more than that many phases, but you can break those phases down into 9 phases because it's 9 phases of a sun as it cools off. But we just give you the three primary colors. So that the three primary colors in the phases of a sun, and they give you these three primary colors in the third dimension of the world. They say blue, red, and yellow. Right? So these are the three phases of the sun: blue, red, and yellow. So blue is the firstborn sun, then yellow is the middle-aged sun, and then red is the last old-age sun. So Betelgeuse, if you look up a star called Betelgeuse that's in the Orion constellation, you'll see that star is a red star. So it's one of the oldest stars that was there before the three stars in Orion's belt. Three stars in Orion's belt, about 13 billion years, maybe 13 billion years old. You know what I'm saying? And now that star system is about 1,240 some 44,000. 1,244 light years away. So you do that. The one light year is 6 trillion miles, and if you times one light year times 1,300, you get the distance of how far those stars away. And you only see 3 stars, but it's really 9 stars in Orion's belt because some of them stars are tris and quadruple star systems rotating around each other, like Mintaka A, Mintaka B. Just like you got Sirius A, Sirius B, and Sirius C, you got Mintaka A, Mintaka B. You can't really see Mintaka B because it's so far away, unless you got a high power telescope. But we already did a tape on it. If you scroll all the way down, maybe 2 years ago, you'll see a tape called Galactical Tribals to Orion, and show you what we actually zoom in with this program we got using the telescope to show you the stars there and how they rotate around each other, and that is 9 huge planets, like we said, that they rotate that center star in Orion's belt. Okay. So we got to go back to show you how the Orion group got set up. So like we just want to point out that the Orion stars and Sirius, all these are new stars, just being born. They blue stars. That's how you can tell they're new. Red stars are older. So, if you see a red star, it's older than your sun. Your sun is in the yellow-orange phase, right? So it's in its middle age. Your sun is in its middle age. All the science is here. It's in simple mathematics and simple education. Education, man. I'm telling you. As far as like red, like the primary colors, basic numbers to nine. Um, yeah. So the Orion group became set up. We got to break that down because I heard this dude say a lot of stuff that he, I think he just made it up. I think he just made it up, man. No tribe to guy because you could do that. It's a place where you could do that, right? Because you can't really think of nothing that ain't. So he was writing what he was saying. It's just that he had a couple things, you know, I think that he should consider when he talked about the Orion group. Is the he said the Orion group had power to shut down the Anunnakis. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true because the Orion group is not the highest group. You think the Orion group is the highest order in this galaxy when that's only a small number of people compared to 150,000 light years? Your galaxy is 150,000 light years in diameter. Just think about that. And then, not to mention, when you go into to the seventh dimension where the high council sit. See, look, the part he missing is the ascension part. That's the part he missing. When you talk about these Orion group shut down the Anunnakis. No, the Orion group are the Anunnakis. The Orion group are the children of the Anunnakis who come back to fix what the Anunnakis did. Broke, messed up. So he had that part right. But the Orion group didn't shut down the Anunnakis. No. The people who shut down the Anunnakis is the Galactic Federation of Life, the high ascended council that's from the seventh dimension. I'm telling you, man. These beings operate in a realm called these Anunnakis. They were operating in a realm called Melakut, which is the fifth dimension, which is still physical. All dimensions are physical dimensions because all the dimensions add up to make up the next one. Like first, second, and third, height, width, and length adds up to make up the fourth dimension, which is volume. They say space and time. There's no such thing as space. Space is always filled. Space is always filled. There's no such thing. I'm telling you, it's outer space. We outer space right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. So these beings, these beings that told it that, because I can, like everything he was saying, it's like, damn, this dude fucking listen to my tape. Because he's saying the shit, but he just like he missing parts because he's saying shit that didn't come from him. I'm saying, I ain't mad. I'm telling you, man. I'm not mad. I'm telling you. I want the brother to do good. I want the brother to keep going. Just make sure, you just got your shit down, all your T's crossed and all your I's dotted when you go out talking some shit, galactical shit, and never mention the young ear. Yeah, straight up. So but I got to go back and teach you this part so you could get why the Anunnakis got shut down. We already taught it really in the Anunnaki Chronicles, but I want to get you why they got shut down and why they came back as the Netharus or the Netarus or the ancient Egyptian gods or the Orion group, right? So niggas that they up to speed, right? Let's so what happens is we went back to Risk after we got left the planet, and because we had to evacuate Risk, and we had to evacuate pretty much the whole part of a galaxy because the star was about to supernova due to the planet being about to explode. But we ended up going back in time and preventing it. But later on, we had to evacuate Elium, and the 19 families broke off and split up. And some of them went to Orion. Some of them went to Pleiades and became known as the Pleiadians. Some of them went to Arcturus and became known as the Octorians. Some of them changed the as we slowed down in vibration some more. Some of them changed and became have took on different physical forms. Will they be of the felines? Will they be reptilians? Will they be gray-looking beings with blue skin? Will they be humanoid type avatars? Dog-like beings? All of the creatures you see here, insects, right? Some beings slowed their vibration down and took form, and that also the type of stars, whether it be a neutron star or whatever type of star it may be, and the type of environment on their planet was conducive to the type of avatar they took to go come down to the fifth dimension or sixth dimension or the third dimension to live in physical vibration on their planet. I'm trying to stay light as I can because I don't want to try to sound heavy. I ain't heavy. This shit is really light. You know what I'm saying? It's old shit. We've been putting it out. Uh, so once they we split up, like I tell you, like for my Bible guys, if you read Job chapter 9 verse 9, it tells you where Arcturus, Pleiades, Orion. So they point out these three galaxies for you because they know that we went to those three galaxies. Now, one family, which was Inky's family, which was under the rule, which later became under the rulership of Murdoch, we migrated to Orion, and Orion became our new home until because we had to evacuate our old home. And like I say, the master teacher already put this out about how they destroyed the planet, how they attacked our planet with the ozone layer, and we had to evacuate to these different galaxies. He pointed that out in the Holy Tablets. We got that in the links. If you want to read that for free in the descriptions, you can read the Holy Tablets by the Master Teacher, and a lot of this stuff will be made clear to you where these guys getting this shit from. Because they said the Master Teacher was crazy, just like they saying that I was crazy when I put out the Orion Group book, right? Saying that this was a second wave of these beings who came and took an influence on the planet as far as extraterrestrials go. Yeah, so we went to Orion and we started. We set up on there's 9 big, huge planets that rotate the center star, and we set up and we on a planet called Atlantis. This was like it was spelled with an X. That's what Rashard Jamal heard me say that, and he took it and ran with it. And no problem. We like I say, these guys we see, the Atlantis because they weren't even talking about this shit was when I was putting this out, they were saying I was crazy and I made it up and it was going after me, man, real hard. But now I'm starting to hear everybody's talking about it. It's like it's crazy. Yeah, but yeah, we set up on these planets and we began to we formed new avatars because we started to take Hindu avatars. That's why when the Orion group come, they green looking, and they in Hindu avatars, the Watusis, right? These Watusis. That's why Osiris, all them painted green, because before they came into this atmosphere, they was in a type of atmosphere that was conducive to them having a high level of magnesium versus iron in their body. When you came here, now these body types take high level iron, which made us, with the water content and the oxygen, turn to the rusty brown color. But these beings came here green because they came in the Watusis, or these Hindus, right? Who had and their skin can range from different colors depending on what galaxy they was in, right? And sun and body types, right? These Hindus. So we started experimenting with that, doing and coming up with new technology, and we was getting to a certain point to where we was about to get ready to develop the ascension technology because we was developing it for a long period of time, all the way back for billions of years, because we were trying to get back to the other side of the mirror, to the positive one, because we on -1. That's why when they take a picture of you, they keep the negative frame. They keep the negative frame because we're on the negative side. We on hydrogen is really -1. And then as you go up the element chart, you get heavier in elements. So you get heavier on this side of the mirror versus being lighter and going into the quart to buy after Zilla. Then the peons, which they say is the smallest thing. But keep in mind, like Mark Brady pointed out, one of the rules in alchemy is the smallest things carry the most power, or pack the most power. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. One little screw could cause your whole goddamn car not to work. So it's one screw that you can remove and your car won't work. One little small baby screw or whatever, you know. Um, yeah, but don't. Hey, I'm gonna tell you this: don't for the brothers that's going out teaching, man, and putting the information out. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't think that young girl attacking you or trying to make you look down like you don't know what you're talking about. Because you brothers doing a good job. I'm telling you, you're doing a magnificent job with how you putting it out. Uh, yeah, but you got to make sure you got everything down when you're going out to do it. So keep on doing it. Go back, do something wrong. I'm waiting to hit the next one. You know what I'm saying? It's like that, you know. See what else you got. Like how else you assimilate the information. Uh, oh yeah, so that's what I was gonna tell you because I want to stay on track. How long we got? We got a lot of time because we good. We can go long as y'all need. And we're gonna take questions too, but I just want to get the whole storyline out for you so everybody can put it together. So we got there, we started developing technology, the sarcophagus. I think I told some of this yesterday. The stargates. We developed the stargate technology is the stuff they show you in the movie. We developed all this technology, but then at a certain point, we was about to get ready to develop. We was working on also the ascension technology, so that we can ascend past from the fifth back to the seventh dimension, to the other side of the mirror, past this light, because light is vibrating in the sixth dimension, and so you get the light body when you get to the sixth dimension. Then you go to the seventh dimension, and then we back in the thought plane again, right? So we was trying to get back to the thought plane again, while our ancestors is it, right? And so we was developing this technology to be able to do it, even on Riz during the time. Because keep on Riz, we had like in the Ilium galaxy, we had 19 planets and 3 suns. And one day on our planet was 1,009 and 5 days, 1,095 days for one day. It's 3 years on your planet, right? 3 years is one day to the Riskians when they was on their planet, and then when they on Nubaru, one day to them is like 30 years, like 30 years, and then 1 month is like 300 years, and then like 1 year is 3,600 years. They call it a shar. They used to be on an orbit called the Am, which is 2,500 years, 2,500 and 900 and some years. That's when they was going back and forth to Riz. Then when we moved from Riz, they started going back and forth to Orion. And they set up what they call a Shar. That's the year now. So Nubaru, the orbit of Nubaru is to rotate through Orion, through Sirius, back down. It passed by Sirius, right? Because that's what happened when they drained the Sirius B. The Nomos got after them after that, right? We'll get into that too. But these beings on the Anunnakis orbited 3,600 years, and part of their orbit is to come into this solar system, which is why they're here now, which is why all the different some of the storms are happening, or the different earthquakes and things on your planet. This big, huge mothership comes in to cause problems on the planet every 3,600 years. Okay. Let's get back to it. So, like I say, we started. I want to get to the part that the young brother Q, that's your name, brother Q, that you're missing, brother. We start developing technology like the Stargate, like I said, the sarcophagus, different laser weapons, plasma guns, because Murdoch wanted to start. He wanted the war. He wanted to finish the war and end the reptilians. So it was like an ongoing war because remember Murdoch mad and he becomes Ra later down when they come back to that planet. We'll get down to that part. But he mad because of the reptilians is destroying everybody's shit. We got to fight. We fight. It's an ongoing war. So that part where it says Michael and his angels, Revelations 12:7, I think, that Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his angels, that actually was like a long period of time. When you read that, you may think, oh, it just happened in a couple seconds. Nah, nigga, that shit's billions, thousands, millions of years of warfare going on. Still right now to this day. Right? So when we got to Orion, we started developing new weapons to really try to finish these guys off, zap them back down to the second dimension. And so we developed different types of plasma weapons. And like I say, Anu had already developed a weapon that he gave to Murdoch, this weapon that can seize these beings, right? And we start using that orb to create these weapons, these certain type of weapons. And eventually we got shut down. Our operation got shut down, and we got blocked to where we couldn't go no more. Like a wall was there. And our Nana tell that story. Our Nana tells it in the book called The Return of Our Nana, of how we got because our Nana is a part of that Council of Nine. She Big Mama on the seat. That's why they got that seat that Rod showed you at the Pope. They know this is an Orion group thing. The Gratis is on Orion's belt, right? Hey, we're gonna get to that. What's his name? Uh, Lamar. We're gonna get to that, man. Dave on Lamar. Hakeem, I'm gonna get to you in a minute. We're gonna go get some. Yeah. So what happens is we got hit a wall. Now that wall became there by way of a high council, and that high council was not the Orion group. The Orion group is us. We the Orion group. The people that they blocked us because they wanted to cut us off and stop us because of the development and deter us because we had to fix something before we can get past that wall. So we wanted to know what happened. So it was a galactical meeting called, and the Orion group was there. But there's another council called the Galactic Federation of Life. They over every council. Keep in mind, there's about 2 million councils on this in this thing. But the main ones, like the Intergalactic Federational Council, the Galactical Republic, the Galactical Federation of Life, the Orion Council, the Nubaru Council, the Aquarian Council, the got the and the Andrometans Council. You got the Arcturian Council. So it's the Orion Group Council is not the highest council. They just one of the councils out of all the other conglomerates of councils. But the higher council is the Council of Nine. The Council of Nine on that's the Galactic Federation of Life Council. We make up the Orion Group Council, right? Ma'at is one that sit on the Orion Group Council. Inky, under the name Patar, sits on the Orion Group Council. Murdoch is one of the Orion Group Council. If you don't mention those names and you're talking about Orion Group Council, you don't know what you're talking about. Ra, Murdoch, you know what I'm saying? So, but don't be the beings that shut us down is the Galactic Federation of Life, and it's really nine that's on the council, but it's a conglomerate of the whole galacticals, the whole galaxy. It's a higher council that control the whole galaxy. Because keep in mind, there's a center star in the center of the galaxy, and these beings are ascended beings. They are seven-dimensional council of light beings, thought beings that operate on a whole nother frequency. You can't even begin to contextualize these people with how powered they are. Now, the Anunnakis got shut down way before that. The Anunnakis got shut down by these people. That part is true. But it wasn't the Orion group that shut the Anunnakis down. It was the High Galactic Federation of Life that shut them down. Even Anu got an answer to them. And there's other Anus. Anu is not the only Anu. He's the Anu of his people, his family, which is a large, huge family, which pretty much includes a lot of y'all, and at least 60% of the galaxy is connected. Even Tanush and Hala now, through Mother Huber, through Anshar. We all family. That's why it's called the Galactic Family of Life, the circle of life. Everybody's connected. No matter what color you is, whether you a fucking ant, a lizard, a dog, cat, rat, all the way up to human, or it's all the way up to the ugliest beast in the field. I'm telling you, everybody's connected. All you niggas breathe the same air. Do dogs breathe the same air as you? They might have give off a different type of mixture because of how their body is made. Yeah, so back to what I was saying, man. So we hit that wall as Natharus, as Netarus. The Anarchies just hit a wall of them battling each other and using nuclear style weapons against each other. And because of the high, it's some people here. And it's another part too. You gotta add to the brother Q if you watch it. Shout out to brother Q, man. It's like I said, we ain't attacking this brother. It's another part you got to add too that this wasn't the Anarchy's planet. And I think he might know that part. That this wasn't the Anarchy's planet. When they came here, they had to make deals with the reptilians. And it's a group of benevolent reptilians who control the center of the earth on a higher plane, on the fifth dimensional plane. And these are the beings that Inanna were friends with these people. Inanna homegirl, one of her best friends, was part of this reptilian fifth dimensional clan who were half humans, half reptilian. They had a human body, reptilian face, and they show you statues of these, and these reptilians breastfeed. Keep in mind, reptilians, like the normal reptilians you see, like lizards and shit, they don't breastfeed. But these particular reptilians, they were part human, so they breastfed. That's why they show you a statue of a lizard breastfeeding a baby lizard, because these beings are the beings that control the center Earth. And they were agreeable Dragonians here when the Anarchies got here, and when the Aleilunum came, and they had to make deals with these beings in exchange for gold. And Anu had to marry the Dragonian princess, which became Inky's mother. So Inky is part Dragonian. He's not full-blooded Anunnaki. He's part Dragonian, part Anunnaki. He's not the same being. Because when I show pictures of Enlil, they say, "Oh yeah, that's Enlil. But why is he look so different from Inky?" Because Inky is part Dragonian. He's part reptilian. He's part Dragonian. I'm telling you, that's why if you go watch that movie, that little clip all about Yahweh, you see his eyes slip and turn into a lizard. You people, we just trying to do this the best way. We're trying not to scare the heck out of you niggas. I'm telling you, bro. Trying to not to scare the heck out of you niggas. So it's all, just like I told who these people were, it's all gonna come out later. So they can walk around and think that we don't know who they is, but we can point them out. I'm telling you, bro. So that's another story though. But we getting down to the part. Yeah, the Anunnaki, the being that really own the planet. They broke the contract when they started using certain types of weapons on the surface of the planet. They broke certain types of contracts. And these reptilian beings protected the humans from the Anunnakis, because the Anunnakis wanted to destroy all y'all. Enlil wanted to destroy the evidence that he broke galactical law. He a criminal, man. Enlil's a criminal. Even though he's my granddad, he's a criminal. He broke galactical law. Inky was in with him, all of them. You know what I'm saying? All the Anunnakis. They broke galactical law by stepping in and upgrading the Homo erectus to Homo sapiens. And then when they did it to make them work and till the ground to dig the mines to operate heavy equipment, when it came time when that Shaw was coming back, they wanted to destroy the evidence so that they father then would find out about it and punished him. And he still found out about it, but he still is so merciful, and he loved them so much. He cut them some slack. Told them they got to just sit here. They got to figure this out and fix it. They got to fix it, man. So Enlil tried to destroy the evidence, and that's what Noah's flood really was about. It was about Enlil destroying the evidence that they stepped in and upgraded humans. So he tried to wipe all of them out. But Enki went to the being you call him Noah, the fish tomb, and gave him the codes to build the plans to build a submarine so that his people would survive the pole shift that Enlil knew that was coming. We already broke that down. Yeah, Heidi, Shug, that's right. That's Enki's mother, Ida. She's Dragonian, humanoids, because the Hindus were coming here mixing with these beings too, and the Deniers, certain fractions of the Anunnakis were already coming down, mixing with the beings even before Anu decided to mate with one of them. She was already, they was already developing this because they liked these reptilian people. Because the reptilian women liked the Anunnaki guys, right? So to keep going back, we speed up billions of years after that. Like I say, after we had to evacuate Ridge and go to Orion, we hit that wall. When we hit that wall, we went to the Galactic Council of Federation of Life as the Orion group, and we said, why are we being blocked? Because we was looking at it like, yeah, the Anunnakis are our ancestors, but we are a different race. We are a different type of species. We more advanced. We the crafters. We the fashioners. We the sons and daughters of Enki. We developing more technology, better technology, even to the technology that we was about the ascension thing too. I believe we was getting close to the ascension thing too, is why we hit the wall. They wanted us to fix something before we could get back to the ascension realm. We had to get past that wall. And so we went to the Galactic Council, and Anu was there, everybody was there. And they said that because of what we had did, our ancestors, the Anunnakis, had did on Tiamat, even with the crash and all that, and with the development of humans and all that, that the only way that wall was going to be taken off of us is that we had to go back, start incarnating. Well, they didn't say incarnate because that's just part of the reason. That's just part of the mission that how we're gonna do it, right? The mission that we laid out. They didn't say we had to incarnate. They just said that we had to come back and put the humans on the same level as us, as the level that we knew. And being that this is Inky's home and that this is Murdoch loved this place, we all decide to come back really and make this our home and start. But the rules were we had to our memory had to be taken, and that we had to reincarnate through cycles and let's teach the people every time we come back a little by little. That's what the prophets and all this is all about. It goes all the way back to Tahuti and Murdoch, who is Amen. So they said that in order for y'all to fix this, y'all would have to go back to Earth and teach the Lulus and advance them like y'all are. And we had already pretty much these people were our family at this point because we had been mixing with a Murdoch married human women. Inky was having babies by human women, like Odafa, who you call Enoch. That's Inky's son. Noah is Inky's son. The fish tomb was Inky's son. So that means that Ham, Shem, and Jeffrey, who were triplets, were Inky grandson. A lot of that stuff might go over people's head. Yeah, ego. Yeah, you must in order to let your like Mark Brady used to say, you must let your ego go in order to let your ego fly. Yeah, I need it's okay. A lot of this stuff is heavy information, man. So the reptilians are in the way of the good thing. Not all reptilians are bad people. The cherub, because I heard the brother say, "Oh, it's cherubins." He said it's malevolence and benevolence. Yeah, that's true. But you're missing the third thing. Because keep in mind, this is a three-dimensional world. You're missing the me information. Like Mark Brady told you niggas, man. Tell him. He missing the me information. And we had that at school. So when it is cherubims, malevolence, and then there's seraphims, benevolence. But then it's a third one that you got to add, the brother Q. The third one is the clashers. It's a combination of the two, where they can decide to be good or bad. That's what we are. That's why we here. That's why y'all here to develop both natures, to be able to control both natures. That's what willpower is about. You got the power to go left, or the power to go right, or the power to say yes, or the power to say no. Because at one point, the Lulu Amalus couldn't tell the guards no. You couldn't tell God no, right? So we as the Orion group, we've been tasked to come back to Earth, and pretty much Earth is Earth is the origin for a lot of beings in the universe, in this side of the galaxy. A lot of the beings originate from Earth, especially reptilians. But they originate from this solar system. A lot of beings in the galaxy. The galaxy was seeded from this particular planet, from this particular solar system, which is why there's so many species on Earth. It's millions of different types of species, whether it be insect, dog, cat, rat, cow, cattle type, fish, millions of different types of species of fish, birds, millions of different types of species of birds. This is one of the only few planets in this galaxy like that. That's why Earth is so special and Earth is heavenly guarded. And even that's why Earth is heavily guarded, right? Because it's like a data bank for DNA for a lot of species in the galaxy. That's why a lot of species come here and adopt and take certain fetuses and things from animals and other things because it's all connected. Earth is like a center point for DNA and genetics and minerals like gold, diamonds, water. It's beings in the universe that want to fly 2,000 light years, well, a little bit out of 2,000 light years, just to suck all the water off your planet and then go back to their planet with it because they exhausted all the water off their planet already, right? So you got thieves and one of the jackers. Yeah, but like I say, that one part, brother, the Orion group then shut down the Anunnakis. The Orion group is the Anunnakis, children of the Anunnakis. They're the one sect that comes down from Enki. They came back. Now let's get down to that part. When we came back, we started setting up schools. We had already built the pyramids in Giza. Tahuti had already built the pyramids in Giza when the pole shift happened. He had built a lot of pyramids. And then, so these pyramids were turned into temples and schools. And they try to dumb you down and tell you, oh, that these were burials for the pharaohs. Yeah, they bury pharaohs in these pyramids because they fall. But Osiris, they fall in Osiris. We're gonna break that down. So now the Orion group comes. The pyramids is already here, lined up with Orion, right? Because Tahuti put that together a long time ago. Maybe he knew some prophecy or something about we were gonna go to Orion. Keep in mind, Tahuti is Ningazita back before this time. Ningazita is Enki's son. Keep in mind, Enki had 4 sons. He had a whole bunch of sons, but the 4 main sons, the oldest being Murdoch, who becomes Ra, Nergal, who takes on the title at one point, Anubis, and he goes to the center Earth and marry Nanar's daughter, who people was under the impression that Ariska Gale was Anu's daughter, and I was too, until we did Mo and saw what Baba put in the holy tablets, where Nanar, where our Nana and Ariska Gale is sisters, and Nanar is Enlil's son. So Enlil birthed Nanar, sin. Nanar birthed our Nana. Our Nana had another brother, a twin brother. Um, I think his name was Shamish or something like that. Yeah, Shamish. And then and, Nanar Nanar had other sons too, right? With humans. He was also having making love with humans. But he also had married like a one of these people that I told you about from the center of the earth who were the half reptilian, half humans, the ones that breastfed their babies, these reptilians, humanoids that breastfed their babies, right? He married one of them and birthed a son, birthed a daughter who was half from these people, right? Aristogale. We call her Angel. We call her Angel. I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, this shit might go over your head. We called her Angel, right, back then. And she always had her hair fixed up in updos and stuff. She used to do hair and braid hair, right? And so she Nanar made Whoopi with this chick on the dark side of the moon, and she birthed a kid, and that kid became the half sister to our Nana, and her name is Ariska Gill. Shout out Shug, yeah, Shamisen, right? And that's the connection, But she was over the center of the earth, Ariska Gill. And Nergal, which was where the Inky sons went down to, he made love to her one day. She liked it, and she got in touch with Anu and forced him to come back down and marry her, right? So that's how Nergal, Inky son, got down to the center of Earth and became over Anu's abyss, Anu's abyss, the pit. Abyss is the pit, the fire pit that we had above ground at first. Well, it was fire and brimstone, and we used to throw some anarchists used to get through in there in their avatars to burn, and when they didn't do the work. That's how Enlil was. Enlil was a mean dude, man. You didn't want to work, throw him into the pit, burn him, man. Enlil is a cold joker, man. But then he had another son named Ningazita. Ningazita, who I think reincarnates at one point as Imhotep. Because if you look at a picture of Ningazita, they got him sitting in the chair, and then if you go look at a picture of Imhotep, it's just like the same picture, like someone with me, like it's a connection. And also we know that Imhotep is Inky's son, so it's a connection right there. I'm still getting to the bottom of that, the connection between Imhotep and Ningazita. Ningazita, we know, became Tahuti, the Ibis bird guy, right? The one that put the emerald tablets together, right? And then the younger son, Damuzi, who became known as Osiris, right? Or Sar. Now, what happens is we come here to teach the humans. When Murdoch came here, the mission was to teach the humans. But at first we went to the center of the earth and set up a school called the Halls of Amenti. Like I broke that down yesterday. Go back, get the tape yesterday, and that we break that down on the Halls of Amenti tapes. And then we came to Tahuti started coming to the surface and he set up Atlantis. And then he started using the yachts to go around the whole and spread. He also set up a printing press. And he had already wrote a whole bunch of books. Tahuti had wrote a whole bunch of books. And so he set up the first print press in Atlantis to start making copies of these books. And so we did. And what we was going to do is we were going to take these textbooks that he wrote from all the knowledge, the emerald tablets, all that. And we were going to take it around And but the original metabolism read a little different. He get like where he put out certain books, right? Tahuti. And some of those books are still floating around, right? And they get revised and things. Uh, but what happens is we start using the yachts. It was 32 masters that ascended. 32 masters that was with Tahuti. And these 32 teachers were students of Tahuti, right? The 32 students of Tahuti. And we were supposed to go out around the globe and spread the information and spread the books and set up schools and reactivate the temples, the pyramids, reactivate all the pyramids, because we were still using them then as to charge these ships. And not all of us were going out in the yachts. Some of us were going out in UFO type crafts, what you would term as UFO type crafts now. It was normal back then. That's why in the Bible, Zechariah talk about the flying scrolls, and it's all through the Bible. Ezekiel talk about this wheel in the middle of a wheel. Extraterrestrial stuff is all through the Bible. But like I said, we used to go and deliver these bookstores, setting up these schools. The City of the Gods was set up. We set up schools in the islands. They talk about it in all these books, man. These books right here. This book right here. Talk about like how Tahuti was going around setting up all the stuff, and see how the stone work and shit. The Twa man was putting together the Twa man, the Black Hills. They was all over, man. That's why they said the young don't know what he's talking about, right? When I tell you that the Twa man was already over in America thousands of years, and he was all over the planet, I got the receipts from credible guys. I got the receipts. I'm telling you, man. Like I say, they were mad about that tape. That they mad about that Twa man in the Mayan tape. But they said they flagged it, you know. And I wasn't even talking about no exclusive stuff. And I'm talking just like this. And I'm talking just like this, right? So as we proceed to keep going, because it's a long story where I told you we got to do it like in 2-3 tapes. It's a long story, man. Eventually we started coming here and started teaching. Things were going good, but the information was being muffled when Murdoch came. Murdoch didn't want the humans to know everything. He just wanted them to know enough to survive, not to survive on their own, but know enough to serve God, serve the gods. So he had that part. He didn't want to teach the humans what is everything we knew. He just wanted to teach them enough to serve to where they could be able to serve him. You know what I'm saying? That's what Murdoch was. That's how he was. You know what I'm saying? But he's like, so he wanted control, and he wasn't, the intentions when we was coming here, it wasn't that at first. It wasn't that at first, right? Because he was disagreeable and he changed to agreeable. But I'm talking about when he on his disagreeable side. When he came, he wanted to control the people and wanted them to serve him in a sort of type of way. And he wanted to, but I'm gonna tell you, okay, now this might sound, when I'm saying this might sound like, oh yeah, so Murdoch a bad guy, right? No, that ain't what I'm saying. He wanted them to serve him, but as long as they served him, he'd be nice to them. But when they didn't want to serve him, he'd get mad. That type of energy. Like he'll be nice to him. He'll teach him. He'll give him stuff piece by piece, but he never give him enough to be over him. You know what I'm saying? That's how Murdoch was, right? Right? And so like because of one key component, when we got here, he saw how good these people avatars were. He wanted to use them as avatars. And keep in mind, you talking about the Orion group, we reptilian oriented. The reptilian oriented due to Inky being Dragonian. Keep in mind, Inky's mother's Dragonian, right? So Murdoch's side, Murdoch is reptilian. And not only is Murdoch Murdoch got a lot of reptilian in him, he's reptilian and nomos in him. Because you got to keep in mind, Murdoch's mother, Damkina, was part nomos and part human.
from her father. Well, she was Anunnaki and Nomos. From like 2/3 Anunnaki, 1/3 Nomos. From her father side, Alelu, because Damkina is Alelu's daughter, and Inky is a new son by a Dragonian reptilian girl. And they got together and birthed a son named Murdoch. So that'll make Murdoch got Nomos in him, and he got like Anunnaki in him, and he got Dragonian in him. Murdoch. You see? This is what is the normal? What is a nomos again? All right, so the nomos, those who claim to know the most, yeah, they come from Cyrus B. All right, they are reptilians, right? One species of them. At one point, they wasn't called. They didn't become known as the nomos until they got to Cyrus, right? Before they originate from this planet under some beings called the Nagas. There was different types of species of them, but they were like reptilian, humanoid looking beings. But they still had the more reptilian features. They end up getting abducted and taken to Cyrus B. And they start setting them up there because Earth and things had different calamities due to Nubaru crashing into it. Right? So they began living and migrating mostly underwater, and they became known as the Nomos later on down the line, which is what they told. We are the Nomo people. Those who claim to know the most are those who ain't taking no more shit from the Anunnakis. No more. Think over that. Because the Anunnakis passed by in their ship and drained the energy from Cyrus B. Right? So the Nomos had a beef with them, and the Nomos were neutral beings. Because I heard the brother say about the cherubims, the seraphims, or the malevolence and benevolence, but it's also clashing, like I say, where beings can be neutral, what they call neutral zoids. So keep that in mind, brother. They are neutral zoids, beings who can say no or yay, just like y'all, you beings. So they're angelical beings. Keep in mind the word angel. Don't let them play games with you. The word angel means messenger. It has nothing to do with beings with wings and all that. It means messenger. And these beings are messengers. Extraterrestrial are beings who come from outside of your atmosphere into the atmosphere, and they become extraterrestrial because your atmosphere is terrestrial. Hey, when you say, oh, listen to that name, Shug, old Mike Run. Keep in mind about their ships that exist on the microcosmos. They call cells. They are cells. Check that out. A cells. Isn't a cell? I mean, a cell, a ship, or a universe within itself? The shit is on the galaxy and those on Orion's neck, and they showed you how small that galaxy was. They showed you how small that galaxy was on Orion's neck. So if that's a galaxy, and a galaxy is can be 200,000 light years in diameter, but from looking at it from a certain point of view, you could be looking at it on a microcosmic level. There could be a microcosmic level. Check this out. 200,000 light years could be a microcosmic level to some beings. Think over that. that's mind-boggling, nigga. 200,000 light years. One light year is 6 trillion miles times 200,000. You get the mileage on that, and then that could be a micro level to certain beings who are on a certain dimension. I'm telling you, man. Shout out my brother Mark Cooper, man, in the building. Love my brother Mark Cooper. Shout out to all his family and everything that's watching, man. Peace. Peace in the land. The land is truly wonderful. It's a peace in the land is truly wonderful. Yeah, so yeah, we still gotta clear this up, man. We got a little bit more to talk about. Then we'll let you go, man. So we talking about now we coming here because I gotta get down to the part. Now we come in here and we setting up and we doing our thing. And this right here in the same time frame, almost as when we in anarchies, but it's just like we just come back, just a second cycle coming back, right? Like probably 3,600 years, a couple thousands of years. Um, we come back. Tahuti, he's excited about teaching the people. Man, Tahuti is so excited about teaching the humans, and it's like him creating this like you know how you used to be. So my women might not know nothing about this because they don't play video games, but all my guys they used to play video games, and you create you a player, and you create that player, and that player comes out to where it's dominant, like you know it's the best player in the game, and nobody created a good player than this. So it's like it became a competition to mold your own humans and teach your humans, so they can be like when I put my humans against yours, we'll see who the better. It's like a chess game. It's like a galactical chess game, So like it's like right now when they having the football games with Dion. Dion is the guard, right? He's the anarchy or the Netaru, right? The coach. And then all the other guys is the guys that he building and creating to fight against these other guys. And the other guys on the other team is Enlil and his other guys trying to want to stop Dion. Dion is from Inky. Dion is an Inkyite. And then the other guys, Enlil want to beat him bad. Enlil want to beat him bad, man. I'm telling you. So yeah, that's what it is. So it's like when they came, it was like a competition started between the guards, whether it was Inanna, whether it was Enlil's side, who were playing the background, or whatever. Everybody wanted their own humans to be in and to have the best humans. And this shit still going on right now to this very day. It's going on right now. Like I say, when I showed you the Dion thing, or whether it's NFL, or whether it's have your best boxers in your club or fighters in your club, it's always this guard thing is still going on, right? So that went on, right? So Tuck had his own military. Everybody had their own people they were fixing up. Now, but there was one that came on the scene who they put in charge, and he ruled because Big Mama chose him. And keep in mind, Big Mama is our Nana. Big Mama, that chair in the Vatican Rod showed you, that's our Nana chair. When our Nana chose Osiris, that made Osiris ruler because our Nana, because you got to keep in mind in that book, that's the Lost Books of Enki by Zachariah Snitching. You know what I'm saying? The Lost Books of Enki by Zachariah Snitching. At the last parts of the last tablets, a new come down of the tablet for the last and make our Nana queen of heaven and earth. And so our Nana get put in charge. So what happens is our Nana chose Osiris to be her guard king. And that because she had to have a masculine to be like the face or like the front man or something. She needed her front man. So yeah, I'm saying it like that, right? So she married Osiris. He became the front man, and Osiris was a nice guy. Nice guys usually don't have a hard time, with the women always go for the bad guys because they watch too much damn TV. The bad guys always get took out in the end. They watch TV, but they never finish the movie. But they go for the bad guys, and keep in mind the bad guys always get took out in the end. I'm telling you, some kind of way they losing out. The bad guys. That's how the universe works. But she picked Osiris as a god king, and Osiris was kind and generous. He wasn't like the other Netharus or Netarus or children of the Anunnakis who were more developed in brain to take advantage of other people. So he started teaching the people how to fish, how to. He really was doing the mission that that the High Council gave us. He really was about the mission of freeing the humans so they can be on their own. They won't need a God no more to be over them. God can be also synonymous, hey, synonymous, right, with guardian. The word guardian, like somebody over you, like your pet, like as you're a kid, like my Haru, he gonna need his parent. I mean, Hakeem and Haru, they gonna need their parents till they get a certain age. Then once they're able to take care of themselves, they won't need their guard or their God or their guardian, because your parents is your God. As you growing up, your parents, your grandma are your gods. I'm telling you look forward to them to learn, to see, to get information. So as you growing up, as we growing up as a people on this planet, the humans, eventually they were supposed to not need the God no more, the guardian or the parent, the Anarchies or the Natharus over them. Really, the Natharus are the children. We are the children. So the Natharus wouldn't need the Sabines or the Natharus wouldn't need the Anarchies to be over them no more as their parents. We grown people now. We can handle it. Now, my mama, I love my mama so much. My mama can still come to my house and tell me what to do. You know what I'm saying? Also, it's just I don't know. My mama still can tell me because I love my mama. You know what I'm saying? Like that, right? It's like that. I love my mama. So it's like if my mama tell me something, I'm gonna look at it as, so she ain't gonna tell me nothing that's wrong. So she gonna tell, if she telling me something to correct at my house, I'll do it because it's my mama. She know, you know. And my dad the same way. He gonna give my dad. He ain't really like that. He ain't come and tell you what to do at your house, but he might make suggestions, you know. And usually his suggestions is right on point. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying like that. And I'm talking about in the etherical world too, as far as Inanna and as far as Asar. Because my mama came to battle for me and helped me out when I was fighting by myself. And she came and just destroyed that demon, bro. I'm talking about just, it was a wrap. And the way she was talking to it, it's like, man, I'm telling you, she ain't scared of nothing. Inanna ain't scared of nothing. I'm telling you. Yeah, so yeah, he was kind and generous, Osiris, teaching the people. This made Ra a little bit jealous of him. And then this made, and keep in mind, Ra is Murdoch. And keep in mind, Murdoch is and Osiris is little brother. Osiris is Murdoch's little brother. These are the people that set up ancient Kemet that started teaching you people, the gods you talking about, the pre-dynastic period. Those four brothers. They break down to the ancient Kemet side. Now it is other Enlil's children is there too, and we can call them out too. It says the other is hey, we put it all together. Brother Love, fourth elder. Hey, Brother Love is the fourth elder. They know where they got that from, brother. They go on now, man. You know how many years that was ago we was in there teaching that information, brother, in the private classes. And then I put the whole storyline to the book out, but I had to take it down because they're talking about copyrights. And the copyrights is only for one thing. It's only for the pyramid, the pyramid ships that they came in. That I was talking about, the pyramid ships. They put a copyright on it about how it's called the Cleophas ship, mothership. They come down and landed, and they come collect slaves. These Orion Council come to collect slaves. And keep in mind, the Orion group, all the Orion group, not good guys. You got the guys called the Orion Crusaders, the marker beans, the marker bean grays. Them jokers, the little aggressive little jokers. They some mean little suckers. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, them jokers there will chop your head off or take you and adopt you and drink your blood, all kind of stuff, man. It won't even be emotional about it. I'm telling you, I'm gonna tell you, that's the same beans. That's the same beans that we told y'all about. They got that how they eat their food. They absorb it through their skin, and they can chew their cud like a cow because they got the cow in. They got two intestines like a cow. So they chew their food, regurgitate it, and then chew it again. Swallow a liquid, this liquid solution, and then they throw it back up, and then they swallow it again. It's disgusting, man. And they, these beans, and they abduct cows, and the inside took the insides out, and they abduct humans and take their insides out, and they blood and they pus and stuff in their body, and they blend it up in a big ass blender and make them a smoothie out of it. And they don't drink it with a straw. They jump in it and swim around in it and absorb it through their skin. These Orion Crusaders, these Murdoch, these marker bean grays. So you gotta be careful. Them suckers supposedly got kicked out of here by the higher council. So like it's another council called the Orion Council. This Orion Council is responsible with other councils for protecting this planet. This planet has a treaty, a galactical treaty that's signed. And these people that's protecting the planet, they got some stake in this planet because some of y'all are their ancestors. Because not all of y'all are Anunnakis. Some of y'all are some of y'all, most for the most part, are Anunnakis. Y'all just come from different parts of the galaxy after we split up, like I told you, to go to different parts of the galaxy. So some of y'all are originally Anunnakis, but y'all go by another name now. Y'all like the children 3-4 generations down of the Anunnakis. And y'all go by Arcturians now. Or y'all go by Plates. And keep in mind, because the brother was talking about the Nordics. We talking about the Nordics, it's really only 2-3 groups. There's Nordics. Everybody else is colored beings or dark colored beings. The Nordics is rare. It's only one group, and they really not Nordics. They really not Nordics. They really avatars. It's reptilians in those cars, avatars, those Ashtar Command. The Nomos people, Alelu's people use them as avatars. The two clans, and it's really no such clan, no such thing as Nordics. I'm gonna tell you how they come up with it. The Nordic race. All right, so the Nordic race really is the same race as the Nubian race. They just a lesser genetic evolution. Let me explain. Because these Aldebarans, they came out of the Hindus, out of beings called the Proconians. They was in the Proconian star system. And then those Aldebarans were sold, they were albinos. They come out of them as albinos. The people that had a yellow hair, they really Nubians. And then they started selling them people as slaves to the reptilians. The reptilians started breeding these people. The straight hair, that's the straight hair species don't come into the Hindus till later. The Hindus had the straight hair, and some of these Proconians, they under the sun they was on with the extraterrestrial inside the sun, it caused their hair to turn a blonde. But they started selling these out of the barracks to these reptilians as a food source, like chicken or something. And they said and they weren't called Aldebarans at the end, they were called Proconians, the slave race. And then they got sold to and they weren't called Proconians then, really, because all these names are later with the Greeks, right? But I'm just saying for sake of conversation. These beings got took to a planet called Aldebaran, the Aldebaran star system, where they set up a camp where the reptilians would eat these people and harvest them every certain amount of years. But these people didn't have really the adrenaline gland type like these new species called the Sands people that later on come into action. But the Nordics come from these albinos. So Nordics ain't nothing but albinos. There's really no such thing as Nordics. Nordics ain't nothing but albinos. And if you keep mixing albino with albino, you keep weakening the genes, the same experiment that Yaku did. So some of the straight hair beings that Yaku, these frugaloids, right? They're the same species. So really, it's just albinos. Ain't no such thing as a Nordics. You got albino extraterrestrials. You got albino reptilians. Pull up albino snake. You got albino deers. You got albinos amongst all species when it's a defect. So it's Nartic species, or what you said the species that you call it Nartics, it's Nartic species amongst all species. So, but it's not really, they're not really Nartics. They just albinos, a defective, like say, like in the reptilian clan, when they turn white, get the white albino reptilians, they make them the head of the clan. This is where white supremacy come from. White supremacy is brought on by the few. It's a small hand of people who work in the white supremacy, man. And they puppet in a whole bunch of people. The people that's working the white supremacy is the few. I'm telling you, man. It ain't the many. It ain't the many because that's rare. White supremacy is rare. I'm telling you, man. It's rare because you rarely see a white deer. When do you ever see a white deer? When do you ever see a white mouse run across your floor? When do you ever see a white tiger? All that's rare. And when they do see it, they capture it and take it to Las Vegas and put it on stage so they can make some money because it's rare. I'm just saying. There was a whole bunch of Yahshuas. And it's a whole bunch of students of Yahshua, like Serapis Bey, who had albino avatars. Because look, people focus around Yahshua, right? But check this: when Yahshua taught the people what he learned, they became just as good as him. So then they didn't need him no more. That's why they didn't like Yahshua, just like they didn't like Osiris. They didn't like Yahshua because he was teaching the people what he know. Teaching them how to fish instead of giving them fish. They say he fed 5,000, but they didn't go into go into the other parts where he was teaching them how to fish by throw your net over here. You know what I'm saying? And they can go into a spiritual aspect of it too for my guys that like to be, oh, we got to go into that spiritual side of it. My Hebrew guys. Yeah, so white is it ain't really that's just nobody's white. That's all status quo. Black and white is status quo. The yin and yang, that shit is out. That's racism is out. That's yin and yang. That's Piscean age. White, black, checker floor. That's all out now. We in Aquarians now. That's why information is flowing like water. It's flowing like water now. And you got other brothers stepping up. But like I say, yeah, we're gonna have to come back with a part 3 because I want to build to the story where Osiris get took out because of Ra and Satuk. Ra and Satuk. Yeah, man. If you think it's live, we got our cash app pinned in the links, man. Show us some love, man. Send us $1, $2. We don't matter. We're about to get up out of here though. We'll take some more questions though. What time is it? My wife about to go to lunch in 5 minutes. We're gonna pin that. We're gonna pin that in the pendant, man. Show your brother some love. We got more coming though. We about to come back again today. We're about to get ready to get off, take a break. Send this out to the brother Q, man, and Black, man. Like I said, I believe Black is Ninurtu, man. And y'all put that together and y'all figure out what's going on here. I believe Black Ninurtu. He looked just like him. You know what I'm saying? And the way shit going, we can put it together. So we out, man. Peace.